I fell April the 30th, 2003. I was upstairs, and I'm a very neat person, and my friend and I had had dinner, really. It was at 2 o'clock in the morning when I fell. And I decided to take the dishes downstairs. And it seemed that I fainted as I entered the stairs. And when I awoke, I was at the bottom of the stairs. And of course, he was there trying to protect me, to keep me from moving, because he had called 911. And they said the main thing to do was to not let me move. And that was my accident, falling down my own stairs, which was about 13 stairs. I went to emergency facility, and the doctors at the time thought I would not live. And they told my friend and my daughter that I would not make it through the night. And of course, only God knows who's going to make it. And of course, I'm still here. They told me that I would probably never walk again, and would not have the use of my arms and things of that sort. And of course, I promptly told them that only God knows these things, and ignored the doctor. Finally, at the hospitals, the doctors would call me Smiley, because whatever happened, I would smile.
Anne's first smile following the accident came after she laid unconscious for hours before waking to a beautiful discovery.
When I fell April the 30th, 6 of my family members were there when I woke up. They flew from Los Angeles. My daughter Mabel has spent all these 3 years at my side. Excuse me for being emotional. My daughter left her home, her job, her daughter, and her grandchildren, and will not leave my side.
And then you're pushing her.
Oh, like that, yeah.
All I'm doing is holding her leg in the air. She's doing all the movement.
Wow.
I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, like that. And you're holding my feet.
Go. Yeah.
Ready?
Anne's daughter and son provide the physical support for her recovery, but they also realize that their mother needed a mental and emotional challenge to get her life back.
In the first year that I fell, 2003, I had not been on a vacation, but one that year. And so my daughter and my son, Lionel Israel, decided I should go on vacation. I said, I can't. Yes, you can. And so we went to Hilton Head, beautiful place, and by the ocean. And they would take me by the ocean, and I would lay out on the sand, and it was beautiful. And then, but I still was afraid to get on planes. So then last year, Mabel said, nope, on the plane you go. So we went to Mexico, and we just had a wonderful time.
Armed with moral and physical support from loving children, Anne calls upon her ultimate guide to reach her goal, to walk again.
I believe in God, and I know that He can do anything. And I feel that at His time, I will be walking again. In fact, last year, I found out that I could walk in the pool. So you see, all things are possible. Even my doctor is saying now that, who knows, is what he says.
1 year later, just as Anne seemed to be riding the wave of a remarkable recovery, her progress abruptly stopped. It seemed as though the doctors at the Shepherd Center in Georgia had done all they could do, and just could not expect her to go any farther. And then, to top it all off, Anne's medical coverage was on the verge of expiring. Anne's daughter immediately began looking for alternatives, and that's when things started to turn around.
The amazing part of her progress transpired right before we moved, after we had decided to buy out here in California. The Shepherd Center, where she was taking her rehabilitation, had stopped her therapy. So we had contacted different agencies, and a friend of hers says, try home health for a while, home therapy. And Donna Jenkins was the physical therapist that came out, and she just decided out of the blue to try to see if she could walk. because when we were in Mexico on vacation, Mom could walk in the pool, but she couldn't walk on dry land.
It's been a miracle to me, the advances I've been able to make in my health in this last year. I was told I'd never walk again, and suddenly this March, I happened to have a different therapist that wanted to try, and I was completely shocked. She was able to get me the walker with the support that now I'm able to walk all by myself. They're always afraid I'm going to fall, so they're always nearby.
Sometimes it teeters just a little bit. So.
It has been wonderful, and I've just improved in the length, the stretching I can do as far as my arms and the movements in my legs. So actually I went to a new therapist recently. She couldn't believe I was a quadriplegic because I had so much movement. So, you know, people should never give up, and that's what's been my goal, because with God, all things are possible. So if they told me I couldn't walk, I knew that with God, I could walk, and I did.
Is that partner?
Yep, now stand up straight.
And smile.
I'm still working on feeding myself, learning how to cut my food. That's what I did last week in therapy, learning how to cut my own food, and so I will be very independent as far as eating and drinking is concerned. And I just am going to talk to doctors here in California about seeing if there's some type of operation that I can have that will even more improve my arms. And so that's my goal. I've been told there's a good doctor nearby in Mariloma. So that's my goal, is to go to him and see what else they can do.
Mother loved to party. She loved to dance. And I have had dreams. Some of my family's had dreams. And she is dancing. And I believe very strongly in my heart that one day she will dance again.